سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهد يا صاحي كي تستريح
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعد الظن إثم. O you who believe, avoid much suspicion. Indeed, some suspicion is sin. The heart is a place of constant movement. Thoughts pass through it quietly, often unnoticed, yet they shape how we see people, interpret situations, and even how we worship Allah. One of the most subtle diseases of the heart is su'ul dhann, assuming the worst. It can feel harmless at first, but over time, suspicion hardens the heart, strains relationships, and distances us from the mercy of Allah. It can be as simple as a call that goes unanswered, a message left unread, or a tone that feels different. The heart begins to whisper, "They are avoiding me, they don't care, they meant it." Without realizing it, we fill the gaps with assumptions. As a family, we will always remember a lesson Allah taught us after our father passed away. In the days of grief that followed, my sisters and I felt some sort of hurt towards a close friend who did not come to our home. Granted, she called us, but this was someone who had always been the first to show up for us at weddings, naming ceremonies, and even every important moment in our family. Her absence during our loss felt painful. A month later, we received the news that she had passed away. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Only then did we learn that she had been battling a serious illness, choosing to carry her pain silently so as not to burden us while we were mourning. What we had quietly interpreted as distance was in reality compassion. That moment has ever stayed with us, a reminder that our sight is limited, our knowledge incomplete, and that many hearts are fighting battles we cannot see. Husnudh is not about denying hurt, but about trusting that there may be goodness hidden behind what we do not understand. This is where the practice of making excuses becomes essential. Husnudh is not merely a feeling in the heart, it is something we actively do. When the heart is tempted to assume, we train it to pause and ask, is there another explanation? Could there be a hidden struggle I cannot see? Making excuses does not erase pain, but it prevents the heart from accusing where Allah has not given certainty. The scholars of Islam emphasize that this discipline strongly. Some of the righteous would say, make 70 excuses for your brother. Not because every excuse is correct, but because the believer prefers mercy over suspicion. The heart that searches for good interpretations remains softer, safer, and closer to Allah. It may be that they were overwhelmed. It may be that they were unwell. It may be that silence was not rejection, but restraint. Making excuses protects the heart from becoming harsh and guards relationships from unnecessary damage. It is in this light that the Prophet ﷺ warned us, saying, إِيَّاكُمْ وَالظَّنِّ فَإِنَّ الظَّنَّ أَكْذَبُ الْحَدِيثِ. Beware of suspicion, for suspicion is the most false of speech. Why is suspicion described as the most false? Because it is often built on fragments, not facts. It fills in the gaps with fear rather than faith. From the Seerah, we learn a powerful lesson during the incident of Ifk, when false accusations were spread about our mother, Aisha radiallahu anha. While many people allowed suspicion to take root, Abu Ayyub al-Ansari radiallahu anhu responded differently. When his wife mentioned the rumors, he said, "Would you do such a thing?" She replied, "No, by Allah." He said, "And Aisha is better than you." He did not need evidence to defend her. He relied on Husnudh rooted in Iman. Allah later praised this attitude. لَوْلَا إِذْ سَمِعْتُمُوهُ ظَنَّ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتُ بِأَنفُسِهِمْ خَيْرًا. Why did the believing men and believing women not think good of one another when they heard it? Allahu Akbar. This hijrah of the heart happens in the moments before we assume. It is choosing pause over reaction, mercy over suspicion, and trust over judgment. When we migrate from su'ul dhann to husnul dhann, we protect our hearts from carrying what Allah never asked them to hold. We may not control every thought that enters the heart, but we are responsible for which ones we host. Among the supplications that help train the heart upon husnul dhann is, Allahumma inni as'aluka husnul dhann bika ala kulli hal wa sidq niyya wa ittikal alayk. O Allah, I ask you for good expectations of you in every circumstance, sincerity of intention, and reliance upon you. For a heart that thinks well of Allah learns in turn to think well of His servants.
تستريح وبث الدعاء الخفي الصريح يسعك الفضاء الرحيب الفسيح سبيل الدموع